welcome back to the Crafting Sparrow Podcast. My name is Amanda, and this is the monthly, it's been monthly so far, podcast where I talk about all the crafty things that I've been up to. Most of the time it's knitting, but I also sometimes do some crochet, cross-stitching, and hopefully one day I will be able to talk about sewing, but this time it's mostly just knitting. So yeah, I hope everybody who has been celebrating the holidays these past few days have had a nice and cozy, relaxing holiday time with their families or their loved ones, or honestly, just relaxing by yourself, if that's what you did. Let's just go ahead and get started on this. I have a lot of finished objects to show you guys. I think the last episode was recorded like right before Thanksgiving, so I've done quite a bit of knitting between then and now. The first thing I'll go ahead and get out of the way is my what I'm wearing. It's my first finished object. This is the Lumme Pullover. I was working on it last time I recorded. I think that I had just finished the color work of the yoke when I showed you guys. I'm not sure, but I know it wasn't finished, so I'll just get up real quick and show you. This is by Sari Nordlund, and it is a top-down yoke colorwork sweater. Here's the back. You guys, I have been wearing this sweater like all the time. It has been like a really cute sweater to wear out to the office, and dress it up a little bit with like a dress and boots, or I've been even wearing it around the house when it's been a little bit chilly inside, and it's just so cozy. Like the construction was perfect, like it fits perfectly, and the cool part is it doesn't even have any short row shaping around the neck. Like this is all the same. There's no short row shaping, I don't think. Actually, now that I look at it, yeah, there's no... I don't think there's short row shaping on the neck, because a lot of the short row shaping is under the yoke. And it even has some short row shaping at the bottom. But, anyway. So this is the Lumme Pullover. And I knit it out of Berroco Ultra Wool. And I talked a lot about it last episode, about my experience with it, how I came across the yarn, and my experience with it is that it's superwash wool, but it doesn't really feel like it. It has a bit of a rustic feel to it. It's very warm, but it's not like suffocatingly warm where I can't wear it once I get a little hot. It doesn't get itchy or anything. It's just a really nice yarn. I highly recommend it. The main color is a dark brown. My husband swears that it's like a dark burgundy, and it does have a tinge of red in it, but I still think it's dark brown. I don't know, what do you guys think? It looks brown, right? I don't know. The colorway doesn't technically say dark brown. I think it's just like a series of numbers. I don't know. Anyway, this is like a light gray color on this one right here, and then I did a dark green color for all the leaf looking parts. Yeah. I can't remember. I think that it called for some kind of special cast on the neck, but I think I just did a long tail cast on. I really should write these things down. Maybe I did. No, I didn't. I'm pretty sure I just did a long tail cast on. Anyway, it worked out nicely. And then also with the cuff bind off, it did recommend the tubular bind off, where it has like the setup rows and everything. But I don't really like that, because maybe I'm not doing it right, but it always seems really tight. So I did the bind off where it's like you do a yarn over between the knit stitches and you bind it off over the yarn over, and I'm terrible at explaining things. It's like the super stretchy bind off, I think is what it's called. Anyway, it's really nice for this. And the sleeve lengths turned out really good too, I think. it's like I can pull it over my hand if I want to, but when I'm not like thinking about it, it lands like right on my wrist, and that's like the perfect length for me. And as far as modifications go, I followed it like exactly how it called for the size. I think it did a size 4. Yeah, that's what I put down. So, yeah, I did a size 4. I will say the only thing that I did different is the sleeve decreases. I've always been this way with my sweaters. The sleeve decreases never actually work for me. They're always way too baggy. And you can see even this is a bit baggy. I like how it is, but every sweater that I've made, I've had to like adjust the decrease rate for what works for me. I think for this one, I decreased every 6 rounds. I don't even remember what the pattern called for, but that's what I did. And then the last couple rounds, I did like knit 2 together, knit 1, knit 2 together all the way around, like for 2 rows, just to get it down to 30 stitches, I think is what I put. And it made a nice circumference for my wrist. Yeah, it's really, really comfy. Again, the yarn is wonderful, Berroco Ultra Wool. It is super wash. I haven't actually washed this yet. I did block it before I started wearing it. I actually haven't had a round of washing my knits yet. Most of my knits, like, I'll block it and then I'll wear them every now and then, and I've never really had to wash them yet. But I'm on vacation this week, so I do think that I'm going to take a day and just like put some wool wash in the tub and some room temperature water and just wash them all at once. Hopefully nothing bad will happen. I need to do some research on how to properly wash my hand knits. But anyway, the yarn has held up pretty nicely. It has peeled a little bit. You really can't even see it in the camera, which is, I mean, you can't really see it in person either. It's probably mostly down at the bottom. Yeah, you can't even see it. It is peeling a little bit, but it's not too noticeable. So it's held up pretty well. Like I said, since Thanksgiving, I have worn it a lot, like just around the house. When I've been like hanging out at the house after work, I've been a mixture of wearing this and my Murray cardigan. This thing has gotten some serious wear out of it. If you're curious about that and you're new, I talked about that one in my first couple episodes, I think it has, all my show notes are in the description box, so like if you want to find it, you can just like click on the episode and go down the description, and if the Marit cardigan is in there, then that's where you can listen to what I had to say about that. I love that cardigan. But anyway, yeah, so this is my first finished object and what I'm wearing. Super cozy. I love it. Sari Nordlund is the designer. She's got a lot of really pretty designs. I'm probably gonna end up making some of her like lacy yoke designs sometime, just because she does a really good job at like the yoke measurements. They just fit really well. I mean, I've always thought, I have a few other yoke pullovers that I've made and they fit great. It's just sometimes the yoke is like too big, I guess. I don't know, but this one's just perfect. Anyway, so yeah, that's finished object number 1. The next one is, it's these stockings. Let me look, see who made them. This is by Ursula Almeida, I think, on Ravelry. She's on Ravelry. She has like a whole set of similar looking Christmas stockings, and I made these for me and my husband this year. Aren't they cute? I'm obsessed with these. So this one is mine. This one was called Holiday Chalet stocking. It's got these cute little houses on it, little coffee cups with trees, and another like town setting. And it's got the same, like, there's a motif that it shares over all of them. It's like this little mountain and the snowflakes. And then this one is my husband's because he does a lot of work with like pine trees and stuff. So this one is called the Snowy Mountain Stocking. Again, same designer. Yeah, it's got some cute little trees and just like a really big snowflake motif at the bottom. And this was really cool. She really thought this out. She had 2 different colorwork charts for this bottom one, and you can pick which one depending on whether you want your stocking to be left or right leaning. And depending on which one you pick, it makes sure that the center snowflake is actually like centered when it's facing you. So I thought it was really like that extra little detail that just made it even better. I made these out of Knitpicks palette. The colors are, the main color, the cream color, is called cream. The red is garnet heather, and the green is forest heather. I really like heather. I think that if you've been here, you know that most of my Knitpick palettes yarn colorways are heather. I just like the extra like smoky look they have on them. I don't know. But these were really fun. The thing I liked about this, it's an afterthought heel construction. And that means that I just started at the cuff and I literally just made a big tube until the toe. And then it was actually my first time cutting into a sock to do an afterthought heel with these. And I have a funny story about what happened to my husband's heel. So if you notice, the way I constructed this, it's basically the same as the toe. See how I got decreases on the top and the sides? It's the same thing as the toe, which is not technically what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to, traditionally, you're just doing decreases on the sides of it, not the bottom of the foot as well. Well, when I did it like I was supposed to the first time, but I bound off the wrong way. I bound off going this way instead of this way. And so what I got was a heel with like flaps sticking out like here. I should have taken a picture of it so I could show you. It was kind of funny. It was like some weird looking heel for not a human's foot. I'll give you that. And I figured out what my problem was after I bound off doing it the toe way. It doesn't really matter. You can't really tell that much, like when you're just holding up or when it was just hanging on the wall. But this one is actually how it's supposed to look. It's just got the decreases right here and on the other side. This part right here does not have any decreases. And I bound off going this way and it turned out normal. It was kind of nice because I am trying to figure out how to do an afterthought heel as like my go-to sock pattern. I talked about it last episode. I was experimenting with some tutorial videos on afterthought heels. I'll get to that in a bit because I do have a finished sock for my first afterthought heel. But yeah, it was kind of a good experiment for a sock that's not going to be worn. I will also say I didn't Kitchener stitch because this isn't something that I'm going to be wearing. I 3-needle binded off the heels just because it's so easy. I love the 3-needle bind off. So yeah, those are, I got to put these up now. Christmas is over. I cleaned up all my Christmas stuff yesterday, which was the day after Christmas. It's like 80 degrees almost here. It doesn't feel like Christmas. I don't know. It's like I was getting spring cleaning vibes. It's like, I just want to clean everything. I also got a really nice floor cleaner for Christmas because I asked for it. And I was like, really wanted to give it a whirl. So I cleaned everything up. So these are going away till next year. They were fun though. It was fun because it was just on a I don't know the measurement, 16-inch cord, I think. It's like the ones you use for hats typically. And there was no like The only time I had to use magic loop was to close the toe and the heel, and everything else was just in the round doing color work, and I had so much fun with it. So there's those. And so since we were talking about the sock after heel, I did finish one of my experimental afterthought heels. I learned a lot. I discovered where I put the heel was actually nice. I liked where I put the heel, and I've wrote down all the notes so I can go back to it and edit it for future socks. And the one thing I will say is I'm probably going to have to add some rows without decreasing to make the heel, like, so my heel, like, this part is not so tight. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I add some rows without going ahead and decreasing on the heel, it will make it around a lot bigger. So that's probably what I'll end up doing. Other than that, it was pretty easy. I like how it fits. Like, with the heel flap, I always feel like there's too much fabric, like, on my heel and under my heel, like the back of my heel and under it. And this didn't have that problem. And it was a little tight, but I could easily fix that with adding more rows without the decreases. So, yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. Also, I got some new small 9-inch circular needles for Christmas, and I think I'm going to try and use those too, because I think that I knit fairly loose on I think it's a 2.25 is what I use for my 9-inch circulars now, the Chaigu ones. I knit looser on the 9-inch circulars, so I wanted to go down a needle size, but I didn't have any other ones. So I have these are 1.75, the Haya. I like the Haya Needles for the small metal needles. I have Takumi Clover for my interchangeable, like, bigger needles. I think it's US 3 through US 10 is what I have. And I love them. But for the smaller ones, I don't think that you can get bamboo for under the US 3. I might be wrong. Let me know if you guys know if there's bamboo interchangeables for below US 3, because I love bamboo. The metal's okay. It's too slippery for me. Like, I've dropped stitches a lot with metal needles. I would love some bamboo interchangeables with, like, this really small circumference. Let me know. Maybe I just haven't looked enough. Anyway, yeah. So this isn't... My hat spilled. This isn't technically finished object because it's only one sock, so I guess they would call it a hoe, a half finished object. That's what they say, right? I don't know. And I probably won't make the second sock on this because I don't know if I have enough of the green yarn. But I will make a pair using this formula with the added rows on the heel, like, and actually be able to finish a pair of socks with them. I'm really excited about that. Let me pick up my hats. Oh, right. So about the 2 weeks before Christmas, I got really into making hats. Like, I made 8 hats, I think. I had so much yarn from leftover projects between the Lumme Pullover, and I made the Wednesday sweater by Petite Knit a while back, and I bought some Knitpicks Aloft, which is their mohair base, and I had like 2.5 or something skeins left, or those balls that they come in, and I knew... Somebody's calling me, I don't know who it is. I'm gonna put it to silent, because I'd probably scam. Anyway, where was I? Oh, a lot. I knew that I wasn't gonna have enough to make like another sweater with it, but I really liked how it felt with the Berroco, which is what it's held with this. So basically this white with a silver, it's the silver colorway for Knitpicks Aloft, and so I was like, you know what, I wonder what else it'll go good with. So I did it with a fingering weight white, It was from Knit Crate. It was their month that they had an undyed kit where they gave you like Kool-Aid to dye your undyed yarn with. That's it. This one is that held with the Knitpicks Aloft. I made another one, and it's not with me, but it is just like this, except for it's the green in the sweater. And then I made 2 other ones, all in the same pattern. This is the Cheslie Toque. I don't know how to pronounce that last word. By Kiyomi Burgin, and they left me a voicemail. That's probably not a scam. Anyway, this is the Cheslie Toque, and I made this one, another one just like this, but with green. I made another one similar to this, but with a pink color. That one went to my mother-in-law, and I made another one with Knitpicks Brava. I think it's Knitpicks Brava. It's one of their acrylic yarns. Some water. It was a black acrylic yarn that I got last year for Christmas making. I held that with mohair, and that one was really cool. That one went to my mom. It was like it's almost like this. I'll get to this in a moment, where it's like a black color, but it had like bits of like silvery in it. It was really pretty. But those were all Cheslie Toques, and I just really love this pattern. It is using US 5. It calls for a US 5 for the ribbing and a US 6 for the rest of it. But I think with some of them, like with the fingering weight held with mohair, I used, a smaller needle size, because I didn't want to be like filled with holes and stuff. I know the mohair kind of prevents some of the gaps, but just in case. So yeah, these were really cute. I'll put one of them on for you. I really like this style where it's like there's room up there. I don't know, it just gives me some height. It gives my head some height, and I have very flat hair, so it does what I want it to do. I like it. And it's super quick. So yeah, this one is actually going to one of my friends. I just need to get my butt to the post office to send it away. This one is mine. It doesn't stick up as much because the fingering weight isn't as sturdy. Boop. I love it. And then I also did a bunch of hats using the pattern, I think it's the Antler Toque by Tin Can Knits. This is a free pattern. Really cute. This one's for my husband. It's leftover Berroco again, the green color in the sweater. It's on for you. This one's more close to the head, not so like raised, I guess you would say. Cute. And I made another one using leftover Knitpicks City Tweed in the colorway Orca. I made that one for my brother. Poor thing. I made him a hat like when I first started crocheting. This was 2.5 years ago, I think. Sounds about right. I was just learning how to crochet, and I found this really cute pattern that made like trees all around it, like pine trees. And he was wearing it to Thanksgiving, and I was looking at it, I was like, that looks awful. My decreases were all messy, like there were like pieces of the yarn that I had not picked up when I crocheted into the stitch, and so it was like pieces sticking out, and it was just a mess. Like, he loved it, and he didn't know any difference because he doesn't know like what to look for, and plus it was on his head, so I told him I would make him a much better hat. So yeah, he likes that. I think I actually didn't see him wear it because I gave it to him when I was there for Christmas with my family, but it was too hot for him to wear it because it's been, like I said, so warm for Christmas. I think that's all the hats. I got the 2 Antler, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the Cheslie Toques. And I made another hat. I forgot about this one. It was not one of those patterns. It was I don't even think I wrote it down just because it was like a quick thing. It was just a ribbed hat. Actually, I have it on my Ravelry. It's a free pattern. Oh, yeah. I think it's the Wise Watchcap by Nicole Weiner. It's on Yarnspiration's website. It's a free pattern. It's basically just a 1x1 like a high hat like the toques are. It's actually kind of cool. The like brim part is 1x1 twisted rib, and then once you get past the brim, it's just a regular 1x1. It's just like a small detail that differentiates the brim from the actual like hat part. And I made that out of the Knitpicks City tweed held with the Aloft mohair. I just was like mixing and matching a bunch of the leftover yarns that I had in my stash, just because I knew I was gonna get some sweater quantity yarns for the new year / Christmas, so I wanted to like clear off my shelf a little bit, and whatever yarn that was already opened, I tried to use as much as I could, and the rest I would just ball it up. And I have a bin over there that is just like balled up leftover yarn, and everything over here, I'm looking at it's behind the camera, but that's all like unused, unopened yarn. It's usually where I put like my next project's yarn. Yeah, don't even know where I'm going with that. Oh, I was using as much as I could with the hats, but I got really burnt out on hats after like hat number 8. But it was nice because I was able to make some gift knits, even though I wasn't planning on making gift knits for Christmas. But yeah. So those are all my finished objects, I think. Yeah. I didn't write anything else out, did I? Sock, hats, stockings, yeah. So I guess we'll jump into my works in progress. My first one I'll get into is I did pick back up my Sari scarf, which is a design made by myself. I was done making hats after all those, and I still wanted to knit something on these 16-inch circulars, and the scarf is a really nice thing to work on with that size knitting cord. So yeah, I just picked this up. This is with Knitpicks Stroll. I don't want to show too much of it, but bloop, bloop. I've been working on that. It's been really nice. Like, I printed out the chart that I made and everything, and it's kind of surreal reading a printed chart off that I made myself in Excel. It's very, like I said, it's a bit surreal. And I imagine it's only going to be even more surreal once I get it out there and published, which probably won't be for a while, just because I want to actually knit the whole thing, take good photos of it, maybe try to get some people to test it. And I've not even like used up one skein of yarn for it yet. It's been very much on the back burner. I think I'll probably end up using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't even know how many skeins. I have like 14. There was a shipping mishap with Knitpicks. The yarn that I originally ordered, which was like 7, I think, didn't come in for like a whole month and a half. So they just sent me another one, and then the other one came in like a week later. So I have double the yarn that I ordered. I don't know if I'm going to end up using all of that. I don't think I'll need to, but I might. If not, they'll make some really good socks, because it's Stroll. So it's Knitpicks Stroll has nylon in it, so it's like meant for sock making. And it's a really cute color. It's like a very neutral color. It would go good with pretty much any like contrast like color to put on the heel or the cuff. So yeah, I don't want to go too much into the Sari scarf. But my next big work in progress is, sorry, I was just making sure I was actually recording. This is the Twigs. It's a sweater, a colorwork sweater. I tell you why I started this. I was working on all those hats, and I was just like wearing this a lot, and I was like, I love this sweater so much. These hats just aren't giving me the same satisfaction of finishing a sweater. You know, there's just something about the long term, like a couple weeks working on something, and then just being able to throw it over your body and just like cuddle in it. It's not the same as a hat. You finish a hat in like a day, and then you wear it every now and then. It's not like hugging your body. Anyway, so I really wanted to make a sweater, but I didn't want to spend a bunch of money on it. So I was looking through Ravelry for fingering weight, yoke, or raglan sweaters. I wasn't even sure if I wanted it to be colorwork or just like textured or something. You know, I wanted to have something intriguing about it. And I did fingering weight because I knew that I was going to buy Knitpicks palette because I know that I like it. It's pretty dang cheap. And it's Knitpicks. I love Knitpicks. Their yarn it usually ships very, very quickly. Usually, unless there's a problem. And I just wanted it as soon as I could. It actually came in like 2 days. I was so surprised. I bought expedited shipping, but what are you doing? Ashley wants to visit today. Let me see if you guys can see. She's got her cheeks right there are a bit orange. You know why? I made chili beans yesterday, and the pots were in the sink. And I look over there, and she has been licking the pot where the chili bean was sitting in the sink, the pot that I made it in. And so she got evidence all over her face. Her face was orange yesterday. Can you show them? Can you show them what you did? It's right there. She's got most of it off. Yeah, you're a little thief. You're a little thief. Anyway, so I was talking about the twig sweater, right? I think so. This is sitting here. So yeah, I found this pattern for something that was fingering weight, and it's a yoke pattern, and I immediately fell in love. Like, I'm not even joking. I was scrolling through Ravelry for like probably an hour altogether trying to find something, and nothing was calling to me. They all seemed like I've made 2 or 3 of these style sweaters where it's a yoke and the color work is on the yoke, and I love them, but I wanted just like something a little different. And this, the color work actually goes all the way down the body and the sleeves. It's the Twigs by Junko Okamoto, and I don't know how to insert pictures on my videos yet. So I'll have a link to it in the description box below. You can go and look at the Ravelry of it. It's really, really pretty, and the motifs are just so unique. They're not like that classic Norwegian, like this. This is the floral pattern, these little bits right there. That's very common, and I don't know. It just looked a little different. You can already tell this right here. Just maybe I'm crazy, but it's just so unique, and it has a lot of stuff. Like, I'm about to go into a whole nother colorwork section where it's very similar to this, but it's a lot bigger, and I'm excited. I have a little bit more to go on the yoke. The one thing about it is it's technically one size. It only has one size, like written in the pattern, but it like suggests different needle sizes. And here's the thing. All the suggested needle sizes are below a US 3. And remember how I was saying I don't have my Takumi Clover bamboo needles below that size? Well, I'm having to use my Hiya Sharps. They look like this. And they're fixed circulars. They're not interchangeable. And I'm kind of stressing out about it because that means everything that is not like able to fit on the, she just did her Halloween stretch. Everything that's not able to fit on the fixed like circumference is gonna have to be magic loop, and I'm okay with magic loop. I'm used to being able to just switch to a smaller needle size if I have to, and also with it being metal needles instead of bamboo, I'm not thoroughly enjoying it. It's okay, but there's just something about the way the bamboo feels. I'm a fan. Yeah, it's one size, and I'm just hoping that it fits. Like, what I've been doing is as the yoke goes on, and I'm getting further and further down it, I'm comparing it to, like, say this right here. I'm like, okay, this sweater had that much more to go, so right now I think it'll be okay. I'm just trying to gauge, like, how many more colorwork charts / increases it's calling for before it splits the sleeve. Like, if it was saying split for sleeves, like, after this next colorwork chart, I knew it wouldn't fit. Like, I would have to go in and either change the pattern or start over with a bigger needle size, and I'm not doing that, so I'd have to do some math. So, yeah, I'm just kind of, like, seeing how it goes as I work it. I think it'll be okay. And then the colors is, like I said, it's Knitpicks palette, and this is the black. The main color is Asphalt Heather. I wanted a grayish sweater. This ended up like a lot darker than I was imagining, but I'm not mad. Like, it is a bit gray because it's heather, but it's definitely closer to black. But it's still cute. And then I wanted a nice contrast to it. So I didn't do any like colors. I did like creamy colors. The first contrast color, which is the more frequent contrast color, is, I'm looking for it written on my notes, and it's right here on this label. Oyster Heather. It's like a dark cream. It's not like on my stockings. That was called cream, but it was a lot more like white. And then my second contrast color is Oregon Coast Heather, which I actually didn't have to buy this because it was left over from my Woodlark shawl. I did show it a couple episodes back. I actually made it about a year ago, a little less than a year ago. I had a whole ball left and a half of a ball left, and that's all I need for the second contrast color. So, and I thought, you know what, these go really good together, I think. So I just bought the 2 of these, and then however much I needed for the main color. And the way that the sweater does the 2 contrast colors, one of them is actually just a complement to the other, and maybe you can't even tell. Well, yeah, you can tell. This right here shows it nicely. It's like almost like a shadow to it. And it's actually funny, I only just noticed yesterday, I think I was on like this color work, that I inverts the contrast colors. The more frequent contrast color was supposed to be the darker one, and then the lighter one was supposed to be the less frequent contrast color, but I flip-flopped it. But that's okay. I still think it looks good. Nope. And then once I get done with this, and I'm forcing myself not to just go ahead and cast something else on, I have some plans with some yarn acquisitions, which I can just go ahead and jump into. I have some acquisitions / future plans, and what I usually do is clump those together because I am the type of person that I buy yarn for a specific project. So when I get new acquisitions, it's because I have a future plan. You get what I mean? So yeah, we'll just go ahead and jump right into the future plans / acquisitions. The thing that I am trying very hard not to cast on before I finish the Twigs sweater is with this yarn. This is Drops Air. It is the sage green colorway, and it is so squishy. I opened it up. My husband bought me this for Christmas. Of course, I told him exactly which ones I wanted because I'm like super picky with my yarn. I tell people like, don't buy me yarn because I want to be able to pick it out. Anyway, it was still super nice opening it on Christmas morning because it's like I wanted to squish it. Like I knew it came in the mail. I knew what it was, but I wanted to squish it. So on Christmas morning, that was the first thing that I opened just so that I could rub it on my face like this. I was like hoarding them all. I was like, my babies. Yeah, so I got a sweater quantity of Drops Air, and I'm really, really hoping to be able to make the sweater number 18, which is a pretty new sweater design that got released by My Favorite Things on Ravelry is her name. And it's just this really, really pretty pullover with, it's not color work, it's just one color, and Ashley, you can't jump up here. You're gonna knock stuff down. Okay. It's got like really simple texture to it that is just a combination of pearls and knit stitches. It's so pretty. Like, I highly recommend you click the link in the description to go look at it if you haven't already seen it on Instagram. I think because I looked up the hashtag and like looked up photos of it, my algorithm in Instagram is like, oh, you like this? Here's a bunch of pictures of the same sweater. And I'm not even mad because I've seen it everywhere on Instagram. It's so cute. And I want to cast it on, but I need to finish my Twigs sweater. I might cast it on. Because I can use my Takumi Clover bamboo needles. I missed using those. Yeah, so that was my first acquisition / future plans. So soft. It's blown construction, I think is what you call it. Yeah, blown yarn with baby alpaca and merino wool. And it's such a pretty color. I love sages. Sages are my favorite like shade of green, if not then forest green, but for spring coming up, I think it'll be really, really pretty. So yeah, that's acquisition / future plan number 1. I don't have any acquisitions to accompany this future plan, but I found a really cute pattern for crochet. It's just like a dice bag for D&D dice. It's called the, hold on, I didn't write down the name. The Bard's Dice Bag Holding by Corin Purifoy. It's actually, I paid for it, but you can get it for free if you want. She's like, the designer made it like really accessible, but it's only like $2, so I just bought it anyway. It's just like a crochet bag. I'm gonna put my dice in it for D&D, so it's just a cute little project to do sometime this week while I'm on vacation. And yep. Oh, this was an unexpected acquisition. Drop my pins. When I ordered my Knitpicks yarn, they sent me a little enamel pin. Isn't that cute? They just sent it as a gift. I don't know if you can really see it that well. It's a little ball of yarn and what I think is a snow globe. It looks like a snow globe to me. So I put it on my knitting bag. And then also my husband bought me this ruler, this leather ruler. Can you see that? My camera's not really good at focusing. I mean, I have to manually focus it and I can't like do that very easily. Anyway, you get the point. It's a leather ruler. It's supposed to be a bracelet, but I don't really wear bracelets, so I have just been like attaching it to my knitting bag. And it's actually really nice because I have been like for smaller measuring, like do your cuff for 3 inches or something like that, I was using a plastic ruler that was clear. And you know, you might think that that's a good idea because you can see behind the ruler, but it really sucks actually because you can't read what's on the ruler because like say if you're doing something with black yarn, you can't see the black writing on the clear ruler. Anyway, I was really having a problem with it, but with this it doesn't have that problem, so I was actually really happy when I got this. It goes up, also it goes up to 10 inches, whereas the other one I was using only goes up to 6, I think. So yeah, and you put Merry Christmas tea. I love it. So that was another acquisition. I showed you guys the Haya needles. The reason why there's two is with socks, which is what this one's for, you usually have to also use a magic loop or DPN. I'm a magic loop person. So I actually didn't have the 1.75 Hayas yet. So I can also do the magic loop like on the heels and stuff when I make the sock with the new 9-inch circulars. It's really nice. Oh, the last thing I got for acquisitions is this, which I've been actually wanting for a really long time. It is, Knitpicks has a chart reader that, like, you open it up and it has these little magnets, and I don't have a chart with me that isn't, like, paid for, so I don't want to show it, but you can imagine, like, a chart sitting on this with, like, a printed chart, and you can, like, put these magnets so that you're reading where you are on the chart without having to, like, mark up the paper, things like that. So yeah, I've been really wanting this for a while, and I've been just putting my printed patterns in here, and even if it's not a chart, I can, it has like here, let me show you. It has two different magnet settings so that you can prop it up like this. See? It's really nice. See if I can show you. Like that. So that was another, like, crafty thing that I got for Christmas that I was really happy about. Yeah. So I think that's all of this, like, knitting stuff. I have done a little bit of my long-term cross-stitch project. If you've been here before, you know that I've been working on this really big cross-stitch, like, it's one of those projects where there's, like, hundreds of thousands of stitches. It's, like, gonna be, like, that big. And it's a ship. I've got just, like, a little sliver at the top left. I've been working on it for, like, 4 years now. I worked on, like, 200 squares of it. Still not finished, but I did work on it. And then a while back, I also mentioned that I got some materials to do my first, like, big sewing project. It's gonna be a high-waisted skirt. I haven't worked on that yet, but since I have some time off, I think I'm gonna try and work on it. You guys will probably hear about it next month when I do my next video. I might try to do a time-lapse thing showing me attempt it. I don't know. I need to be better about, like, documenting things that aren't just, like, me talking to you guys. Yeah. So I'm gonna maybe try and do that. I'll also probably have some footage of me hiking through the woods we have right next to our house with my husband. We really want to go out and try and find some mushrooms to take pictures of, and he got a microscope for Christmas, and he wants to try and get, like, a cross section of it and see it under the microscope. So I'll probably have some footage of that, if not at the end of this video, then at the end of my next one. Also, we're going to the local zoo, Riverbank Zoo, this week sometime, which I'm so excited about. I'll probably have lots of pictures and, like, recordings of us walking through the botanical gardens and maybe some animal shots. So be looking out for those. I've not been using my camera as much as I would like lately. Honestly, most of my mental energy after work has gone towards, if I'm being honest, Minecraft. I have been playing on a server with a couple of my friends that it's mainly focused on, like, creative building, and it's been a really fun, like, creative outlet for me, just building buildings in a town that I'm making. I have a lot of fun with it, and if I'm not playing that, then I am knitting, and yeah, so I haven't really been out much to take photos of interesting things with my camera. I keep telling myself that I'm going to take more photos for my Instagram, which, if you don't know, I have an Instagram. I am the Crafting Sparrow. I'll have a link to it in the description as well. I keep telling myself to post more photos of my finished objects and stuff, and I think that cliche, New Year's resolution. I think that is going to be my New Year's resolution. Just even if it's not like really good professional photos with my camera, if it's just like something I take with my phone, I think it's more important to just have those photos on my Instagram than make them look really, really good and fancy. And I think that's part of the reason I get discouraged is I feel like they need to be perfect photos, but they don't. You guys just want to see, my objects that I've like knitted up or, crocheted or whatever. So yeah, I'm gonna try and be more active on there. I post stories and stuff all the time. But I want actual like pictures on my page to look back at, That was the whole purpose starting out, was just to have an Instagram just so I can look back at what I've made. And now it's like I can't even look back at most of the stuff that I made because I haven't posted them on there. So I'm gonna try. You guys need to hold me accountable. Also, about Instagram, I tried to do like this Christmas countdown thing with like once a day. All I had to do was post a story about like the date on it and then what I was doing that night. And I couldn't even keep up with that. How did you guys do Vlogmas? A video a day? I mean, that's crazy. You guys are so motivated. I can't even take a picture and put it on my story for once a day. I think I stopped on day like 18. Probably even before that I was skipping days. I don't remember, but it's hard posting every day. Well, I think that's everything. Yeah. I love this yarn. If that's all that, you wanted to listen to my knitting stuff, you've probably already left. But if you're sticking around, usually I talk about like things that I've been reading and all that, but nothing's changed. I'm still reading Crooked Kingdom in the Grishaverse, and yeah, I already told you about like all the Minecraft stuff I've been playing, so I think that's it, guys. Yeah, so thanks for watching. I just blanked out for a second there. Thanks for watching. I've really, enjoyed like making myself do these videos once a month. It's really taking some effort. I find that I'm always doing it right at the end of the month, but I get it out there. It is fun just kind of like spilling all this nonsense to you guys, for those who are watching and enjoying. I really appreciate the views and subscribing and liking if you do. I really appreciate that. I've gotten a lot of like just friends from this. Yeah, it's really nice connecting with people that are interested in the same things that I am. I don't really have anybody like in person that does knitting or crocheting or anything, so most of my interactions with people that do these crafts are through you guys, and it's just really refreshing to talk to somebody who is also interested in this. So if you want to talk to me about knitting stuff, please message me on Instagram or comment down below, and I will talk a storm about it because I just have so much to just talk about because it's so fun and I'm so passionate about all this crafty stuff. So yeah, I'd love to talk, and yeah. But thanks for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful New Year's. I'll see you guys around. Oh, also, if you wanna see what I'm doing in between, like all my stories and stuff, like I said, I have an Instagram. I don't really use my Ravelry too much, just for like pattern buying, but all of that stuff will be down below. Everything I talked about will be down below, and yeah. So thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.